Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another F1 2019 video with me, William Rumsey HD. How are you guys all doing today? It's part 2, round 1 in Australia today. And as you can see on the screen before you, we are basically making some updates to the car. We're going for the territory wing flaps, or tertiary wing flaps. I believe we went for the halo at the halo weight reduction. We also went for the central under tray for the weight reduction, and we had the points as well. So we upgraded pretty much all the areas of the car, bar the reliability. That will be the next update to come, guys. So yeah, as you can see in the screen before you, I was looking at the screen, seeing what I can update to the car, because at the moment we're basically in the midfield pack. Williams has a better engine than us. Really, second best engine. You're having a laugh. So yeah, guys, we're gonna get into practice, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
Welcome to Melbourne and the inaugural event of the F1 2019 Championship season. The session is starting shortly and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. A feeling that anything can happen this year, and if it does, well, this weekend could be the opening chapter to one of the most exciting F1 seasons ever. Joining me in the commentary box is, of course, Anthony Davidson, and it's great to have you back again. What can you tell us about this year's roster? There are some new faces this year, aren't there?
Absolutely, Crofty. There's been a number of interesting signings over the last few months. Where would you like to start?
Let's talk about Williams.
Right, well, this is definitely someone to keep an eye on. Well, they've been signed up likely in no small part due to the way they carried themselves in the Formula 2 Championship. They have a great track record of putting the team first. At one of the races, they even gave up their own position when their car had a technical issue, so that their teammate, Lucas Weber, who also debuts here today, could get ahead. That kind of team spirit could take them a long way this season.
Those two aren't the only new faces from Formula 2 this season, are they?
No, this season will introduce fans to George Russell and Lando Norris, two very promising young British drivers. Plus, we'll meet Alexander Albon from Thailand, and finally, Devon Butler. Now, Devon was a bit of a controversial figure in Formula 2 last year. He racked up a lot of penalties over the course of the season, including one where he collided with his closest rival. It was a nasty clip. Now, certainly after the event, they were nothing but professional in terms of how they spoke about the incident with Devon, but it's hard to imagine them being as polite about it behind closed doors. I think this rival will be one to keep an eye on over the next few races, as both drivers take their first steps into the world of Formula 1.
So as we get into practice, guys, I'm not gonna lie, this car I'm driving at the moment, I've never done the career mode with as you can see me skidding there in the acclimatization test. Basically, this car felt alright. It didn't feel amazing. I'm so used to driving cars that has the Mercedes power. Like, the only other time I've done it is in my Alfa Romeo last year. And yeah, guys, we're gonna go into qualifying now, and the car is feeling okay. It ain't feeling too bad.
We're just about ready to kick off today's qualifying here in Melbourne. It's the Australian Grand Prix. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk, and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction, and over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong, and that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now, and it never gets any easier.
So before we go into qualifying, guys, we are going to have a look at changing our setup. Basically, this is what I only really do online as well. I basically reduce the fuel load and get low wings as possible, because I want to be quick. Obviously, we turned up the difficulty this year as well, and some more of my assists have been turned off. So I do the gear changes, and it's basically the braking and the traction control that's been turned off this year.
Okay, we'll alter the
So as you can see, we're going to go more into the session. It was actually going to start raining to the latter part of the session, as you can see here. So Seb Vettel is on first at the moment. His team out, Charles Leclerc, is in second, and Pierre Gasly's in third here. As we start our flying first Q1 lap of this game of this year, and it started raining. What luck I had! I saw this before, and I thought, yeah, it'll be alright. Like when I was on the lap here, I'm not gonna lie, ladies and gentlemen, I genuinely thought I'll be fine. But obviously, sorry guys, I actually bit my tongue earlier and it hurts, so yeah, sorry. But back into the video. Yeah, as you can see, the car's feeling pretty decent in slippery conditions here. It's not until the latter part of the lap you actually start to see an inconsistent line going through the corners. Yeah, basically, oh, a little cut out there, sorry guys. Basically, going through the lines here, as you saw, I just had to cut back some of the footage because it basically corrupted. So sorry guys, we're getting to the end of this lap now, going over the curb. Coming through the last sector, I'm usually pretty good in this last sector. It's just this last corner what I don't do too well on. I go very wide here. I try to keep a nice clean line going through here, through the last corner. Get the power down, stay in the middle of the track. It's best to, I believe it's best to stay to the left, but as you can see guys, P20 for our first race. So yeah, that was a bummer.
New drivers,
let's get into
new
the race.
cars, it's a new Formula One season. But it's the same Albert Park that we've come to know and love for more than 2 decades now that plays host to round 1 of a 21 race championship that takes us from here in Australia across the globe and the eventual season finale at the Yas Island circuit in Abu Dhabi. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. Its combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners make it a tricky track when it comes to overtakes. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. We have plenty of changes to the sport this year with tweaks to the regulations, a fresh-looking spread of tyre compounds, and of course some changes to the roster of car manufacturers. It's goodbye to Sauber and hello once again to the classic name of Alfa Romeo in Formula One. It's also goodbye to Force India. They've been rebranded as Racing Point. Joining me to take you through all the action of the 2019 Formula One season is Anthony Davidson. And it's great to have you with us.
Thanks, Crofty. Always happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to getting underway. Last year was Mercedes' 5th Constructors' title in a row, although for the first half of the season it was absolutely neck and neck with the Ferraris. Hopefully this year we can see the chasing pack take that final step, as I'd love to see a championship contest all the way up to the final race in Abu Dhabi. Another story to keep an eye on is the performance of Red Bull, who have switched to the Honda Power Unit this year. What that will mean for both their performance and reliability remains to be seen.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Vettel, Max Verstappen and Butler, Gasly, Perez, Weber and Carlos Sainz, Ricciardo, Grosjean, Alexander Albon and Norris, Raikkonen, Kvyat, Antonio Giovinazzi and George Russell, Kubica and Williams. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, new season.
So just about to set up the car, guys, before we go out for this race. And literally, we top up the fuel. I believe we're gonna change the. We put the wings down again. We're gonna change the strategy to, I believe, we're gonna swap it. So we start on the softs. No, we start on the mediums and go back to the softs. I believe, 2 sets of softs. So before we start, guys, I'd like to say thank you for all the support through all my videos at the moment. And sorry guys if you can hear like a overbite, it's because I've bit my tongue pretty badly and I have to kind of like move my mouth about to like settle it. So yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, as we go in, as we're changing the setup now, going into this race, I'm not feeling too confident after we finished P20. That's in bad weather, but let's see where we actually are in terms of race pace today while we get ready for this Australian Grand Prix. Hopefully there's better qualifyings to come. So as we've got the car ready, we're going to go to 5 red lights for the Australian Grand Prix round 1. Here we go, and we're away. We get a really laboured start here, and as you can see, I wasn't using the clutch system as you saw in my first episode with the F2 because I forgot to turn it on and I can't change it. I would have to start the career mode again. We tried to go past Russell and we got on the grass. I feel very weird going into these first couple of corners here. It's probably because I've like not been in the race in this game in the moment. At this time I've only been in the F2 race. As we go to a quick replay here, going down the inside, swapping to the outside, to the inside of George Russell on lap 1. As we go the same lap, we push Antonio Giovinazzi out, and I genuinely thought I was going to get a penalty, guys. I did not mean to do that. The car had a snap of oversteer and I tried to keep it on track and Giovinazzi was there. I'm so sorry. Guys, if you think I'm a dirty driver, I'm so sorry. I'm not usually that bad. As lap 2 now, we're going to go down the inside of Kubica, sorry. And we're going to chase after Kvyat now. Oh! Lap 2 here.
Okay,
Lando Norris is out of the race. And now the same lap at the end of lap 2. Both McLarens are out. What a bad day for the office for them, guys. We go over turn 1. We actually cut the corner here. We're going to move to the end of lap 3, sizing up Kvyat for a move. Thought about going down the outside, get a clean, nice move done down the inside. What a move that was. The car is rubbering in pretty well at the moment. And now we're going to chase down Kimi Räikkönen, the old wily Iceman Fox. So yeah, let's keep going. Going to go onto the straight here. Looking pretty decent. As we go onto that lap 4, we're going to go down the outside of Kimi Räikkönen and get the place done. We just about get it done here, going in front of him. We move on to lap 7. We're going to try it down the inside of Alex Albon. And obviously you've got Butler, our foe. Our foe. And we're going to go inside of Alex Albon here, trying to get past, go round it outside. Oh, we nearly done a worldie move there. That was crazy. As we're going to get him,
we're approaching the pit window.
We're going to get him on the next lap, down the inside. What a pass that was. That gave Kimi Räikkönen the opportunity to catch up here. And on that same lap, I catched up to Butler and got the move done. That felt so good, guys. That really did.
Box.
On the next lap 10 now, we're going to go down the inside of Lucas Weber. He does play a part. Ooh, and I get a snap of oversteer there. Luckily, I didn't have that in the wall there. And Weber's going to catch us up as that time our tyres are gone. And we're going to go into the pits for our first official pit stop of F1 2019. You can see I've actually got the pit assists off now because I'm obviously want to try league racing this year because I have to basically have it off.
Go.
So, but you know what? I'll practice it up and see how good I am. So yeah, strapping on a set of the soft tyres here. And yeah, let's do this, guys. I've got a positive feeling for the rest of the race. We come out in P12, pretty damn decent. I've made up quite a lot of time. So yeah, on lap 11 here, just going to get used to these pair of soft tyres. these tyres did feel pretty good when they first come up. Sorry guys, I need a drink. As we go as we go down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo here, what a move that was. And to the next lap, we're going to make another move on Kimi Raikkonen. Down the outside to the inside, what a move that was. A lap after that, we're going to get Sergio Perez here, chasing him down, goes down the inside. What a move that was. We are bringing this field alive. As we go to lap 19 here, we're going to go into the pits. We've had a decent second stint here. We've got Vettel on the fastest lap at the moment. We want to chase that for that extra point. As we're going to go and strap on a set for the soft tyres again.
Go now.
Sorry guys, I need a drink. So yeah, Bottas is going to get out in front of us. I don't think I can challenge that Mercedes today. I know he's not been up to much scratch other than his teammate Lewis Hamilton, who's fighting with the big boys up front. But I don't think I've got the speed or even talent just to get past these Mercedes, because they are quick. Some of the Ferraris, they're supposed to be the best car, but hopefully this Ferrari powered engine can get me far. As we move on 2 laps later, we actually catch up to Bottas. He must have a problem because we go down the inside on our fresh tyres and get the move done. And on the next lap after that, I believe we're trying to pass Lucas Weber again. He got past us in the pit stops. We go down the outside, forcing him. I believe we forced him out wide, and we get a little turn on the corner. Next lap after that, we're chasing after Sergio Perez. This is a lap before the last lap of the Grand Prix. We're going to full send it here to the inside. Lucas Weber actually catches up with Sergio Perez here as we're going through the last couple of turns. You can see we got the fastest lap in the end. And it's been a worldie race, ladies and gentlemen. P6, nearly best, basically best of the rest. And what a race this has been. I just wish I could have challenged, maybe even for a podium. But guys, it's P6 on the Australian Grand Prix. What a comeback weekend that was for us. Practice went well. I misjudged qualifying completely. And the race was just pure madness. And we got it done, guys. And now we're going to go to the podium ceremony with the lads.
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
So guys, if we look at the classification at the end of this race, as you can see, it is Charles Leclerc getting the win, Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, Vettel went down from his podium there, and probably his first win of the season. So as you can see, we're in 5th in the Constructors, we're 6th in the Drivers' Championship, and it's looking pretty decent at the moment. Ain't too bad. We just need our teammate to get some points. Sorry guys, burped.
There was much between you and Lucas Webber today.
You see, it's a very high standard. He has a great car and team behind him. He did. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? Yeah. We absolutely destroyed half of cars around us. The car was nimble as breeze, and a Mercedes. Remember that, guys. You're breaking all expectations. There's no secrets having a great team and car, which I did.
Today, was it?
It wasn't the cleanest race today. So. I could have had a better race overall. Like my racecraft was pretty bad. As we go to the interview transcripts here, basically Weber and I can never remember his name. Butler was interviewed. Weber was positive. Butler was just arse hat. He was just nasty. I don't like him. I wish I could literally get him in the ball and just kick him in the nuts. You know what I mean? Sorry guys, but guys, if you want to see more, like, comment, subscribe. Obviously, you will see more for part. Stay tuned for part 3. Like, comment, subscribe. Smack the bell down below. Be sure to watch this one and give it a like. Join the William Rumsey HD notification Lion Squad. And yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and the videos will get better from here, as you can quickly see the overall standing. Goodbye.